HOA called the cops on me when I camped by my own ranch lake, but what they didn't know is they were the real trespassers. So picture this. I had just set up my tent by the water. The stars were out, I had a little fire going, and for once I was actually relaxed, but then, out of nowhere, headlights blasted me in the face, and this Karen from the HOA storms up, yelling that camping is forbidden here and that I was breaking community bylaws now. I laughed because this wasn't even HOA property. This was my ranch, my lake, my land. But she wouldn't listen. She called backup from her HOA board. They showed up wagging clipboards, around threatening me with fines and demanding I pack up like I was some squatter. The audacity was unreal. Then it escalated. Karen actually called the police, claiming I was illegally camping on community property, so the cops roll up and I calmly pull out. My property deed, I hand it to the officer and point to the giant metal sign that clearly states my family name on the ranch gate. The officer reads it, nods, and then turns to Karen, asking why she was on my private land, and that's when the truth exploded, turns out. The HOA board had been sneaking in to fish swim and host their little private parties. At my lake for years, they assumed it was public, but it wasn't, and suddenly the cop tells them they're actually the trespassers, not me. Their faces turned white. Karen tried to argue, but the officer cut her off and told her she was facing criminal trespassing charges. The whole HOA board scattered like scared pigeons, and Karen ended up being escorted off my property, red-faced, humiliated, and banned from ever stepping foot there. Again, I packed up my tent later, but not before taking one long, satisfied look at the lake. That was rightfully mine. Sometimes revenge is just letting the truth slap them harder than you ever could, and the cherry on top. The HOA had to issue a formal apology in writing for abusing their authority. Imagine going from threatening fines to begging forgiveness. That's the kind of karma you can't buy, so yeah. HOA called the cops when I camped at my own lake, and they ended up exposing themselves as the real criminal's poetic justice at its finest. So if you love this story and want more crazy HOA meltdowns, neighbor wars, and epic Karen takedowns, then do me one favor, smash that subscribe button right now, because trust me, you don't want to miss the next revenge bombshell I'm about to drop.